Alright, time for some Photoshop. Hey everybody, today I'm going to be doing a video based on a recent request, which is a complete Photoshop editing tutorial for my portraits. I was asked by a subscriber of mine, which increases the importance of this video 100%. This is the first time I'm actually doing a demand-based video, so I'm super excited about it. Anyway, I was asked to do a color grading video on Photoshop, and I decided to double it down and come up with a Photoshop video where I both do editing and color grading, and then switch to do Photoshop's advanced tutorial that do a spot removing and professional retouching and removing all unwanted details and shaping out your images. So if you're looking to learn how to get rid of the things and change details on Photoshop and do an advanced editing, I think you're gonna like what I got for you. Stick around. What is up, beauty creator here in New York City, photographer and videographer. My vision is helping inspire all my subscribers about photography and support their journey, whether you're a hobbyist or you just want to build a career on creative arts. So subscribe right now and ring that tiny little bell and do all that other good stuff you can do on YouTube to keep getting a good dose of my videos. Alright, I'm going to share my screen in a second, edit the photos, but first let me give you a quick shout out to Musafir for his video request. I love supporting every single one of my subscribers, and I love giving back your support. So comment down what you would like to see in this channel, and I'll make sure I'll give you more fresh content, tips and ideas that you need. So let's kick things off, and let me just show you that thing that I'm going to be using today. This is my editing tablet that I love using, especially in Photoshop. That saves me a ton of time, at least half an hour per editing session, compared to my Mac touch screen, touchpad, or a standard mouse that I could have used. So there are things in Photoshop that you can find in Lightroom for sure, but I love this extra mileage that Photoshop gives me by in-depth editing photos. So that's why I have this tablet and this pen to get more comfortable, because I love that editing process when it comes to the advanced photo editing. And yeah, anyways, thanks again for shout out to Musafir, and here comes my screen now. Alright, now I'm on Photoshop. I'm gonna open the photo that I want to edit for today's video. Let's see, open. And let me find the photo for you guys. Alright, this was it. Now I'm gonna open the raw file. Alright, the raw file is in front of us. This is basically the very similar display that we're gonna get if you're editing photos on Lightroom, guys. Okay, so what I'm gonna start with is, okay, you can see all the settings that I took this photo with. The lens I used, 28-75, the settings of the camera, and basically I used a lot faster shutter speed in a studio environment maybe, so the photo came out a little dark. So let me start by opening some lighting settings with exposure. I'm gonna drag this down until I'm happy with. I guess I'm happy with this one, maybe too much. Okay, let's go 55. Okay, I'm not gonna add too much contrast because we already have this for now. So this is like a super white background I'm using on my studio. So let me drag it down a little bit, the highlights. All right, it's matching better. So now I'm gonna open the shadows a lot because of the sweater. It's totally dark there. All right, I like it more. All right, whites and blacks, I'm basically gonna drag this until I like what I'm seeing. I'm not gonna play this too much with black and whites. I usually play with main components, exposure, contrast, highlights, and shadows. Then I add a little bit of texture because I love a lot of texture in my portraits. If you guys haven't watched my previous video, I talked about how to take great portraits and how to edit them. Definitely click this link right here. It should pop up on the screen now. That includes more tips for my portrait shoots, and you guys can see my editing tips there as well. And anyways, let's go. I like vibrant photos for sure. A little bit saturation, not too much, just for the skin. It's already too much. Okay. Basically, I like what I'm seeing right now. But let me just touch on something for you guys. If you have no editing vision yet, if you don't have a lot more editing experience, and if you feel stuck in terms of color editing, both Lightroom and Photoshop has something great for you, which is the auto button. So if you guys have no idea what you're gonna do with, you can basically hit the auto button, and the software is gonna decide the best lighting settings for your photo. And let's try it out. I hope it doesn't create that much of a difference. All right, it's actually created very similar version to my version. So we just changed a little bit of exposure, added a little bit of contrast. Yeah, basically small changes. I'm pretty happy about this, so I'm gonna move forward with that one, but I actually gonna turn this into black and white because that was the version I'm using in my portfolio. All right, I like this much more. And let's hit open, and we're gonna open Photoshop. All right, now we have the Photoshop. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna zoom it for sure. So first thing I have to do here is I always create the extra layer. So Command J for Mac users. For Windows, please check it on Google. So or you can just click right here for extra layer. All right, I have the extra layer, so I'm gonna work this. First tool I want to show you guys is the lasso tool. This is one of my face editing tools that I always used on the face retouching. So basically what I'm doing is, let me just use my pen. Okay, perfect. So I'm drawing circles around the things I want to get rid of. So I'm basically done with selecting some of the basic details, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna click and fill. So we're gonna fill content everywhere. So it's gonna copy the closest surrounding. The software is gonna copy it, and as you guys can see it, we got rid of most things. So let's see the difference first and after editing. Perfect. So another alternative to this tool is spot healing brush. This is actually what most people like to use it, but I don't like using this too much for bigger edits. This is mostly for smaller touches, like, you know, if I just touch it, it also has content aware on. It might be faster because you don't have to select and click. You just click on it. You just click whatever you see. I mean, it's pretty convenient if you think about it, but I usually like lasso tool a little bit more for bigger scale edits. Like, all right, you guys pretty much got the point on this one. I could have done much more face editing, but I want to move on for you guys. So one thing I wanted to show here is clone stamp. This is a key tool that I'm always using, especially for the background and for the hair. So before going to that, actually, let me just fix this because I use some white paper, and obviously I have a little bit of shadow dirt on it. That's my mistake, so I'm fixing it. Perfect. All right, I fixed it. So let's go back to the clone stamp. All right, the clone stamp I always use in a smaller brush, and what this do is basically, if you click option in your Mac, it's gonna select a portion of the background, and I select it basically. Now I'm gonna basically brush it down. I'm brushing the background to the model. I think the brush is too big. I'm gonna make it small. All right, I bring it back. So let's brush it down again. All right, as you guys can see, I can fix and straighten the hair just like this, just like somebody is making up her hair. That's perfect. Just like we have our own hairstylist here. That's perfect. I'm just using the background on the model's hair, and we have a perfect straight, smoothened hair. So this is a great tool that you guys can use it for many other things, like for landscape photos. You can use this to apply the sky, or like maybe create more clouds, copy things around. It's just right, but I just like to use this on the usually solid backgrounds. I don't like to use it on structured backgrounds because it's a lot easier in solid backgrounds. Just copies the color, and right now basically getting rid of the excess hair, messy part of the hair. So I'm fixing everything. But yeah, this is the one mistake you can make when you're using the tool, as it copies the closest things itself. So if you guys click here and copy this area, below there is the hair. So if I go here and I drag it down, you guys can see that it's copying it. So that's why I usually try to select an area that is already empty. All right, I'm dragging it down once again, and once again I got rid of most of the hair. I'm not trying to make it perfect. I'm just trying to make it clear enough for you guys to understand it. I think it's clear enough. So for final details, I'm gonna go back to my lasso tool. I just didn't like this part. It really stands out. I just wanted to get rid of it before finishing it up, summing this up. All right, let me just get rid of this. Maybe some couple more details around here. All right, I think we're all good with this one. So fill, content aware, we got rid of it. So let me just show you what we already did so far, just in 2-3 minutes. Voila, a lot of ugly details, we got rid of them. We already color graded before. And now a last thing I want to show you guys is, if you want to select the background or model separately, what you guys have to do is go to select, and there's our smart subject selection tool. It automatically selects our subject. It's gonna leave out some of the details, maybe the messy details of the hair, just as I told you. There are some messy details that are left out. And here we go. If you select this, now you can clearly edit the model without moving anything to the background. If you select inverse, now you can edit background safely without messing anything up with your model. this is basically some of the tools that you can use for basic retouching, and like even for in detail extensive retouches, you can still use these tools that I just show you. You can use blurring tools to just blur the background and make the subject stand out. And there are so many other objects in Photoshop. The tools are really just so useful that you may not get the same effectiveness in Lightroom editing. So that's what I like about Photoshop. Anyways, that's about it, guys. This was an on-demand video. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope Mustafa, you got some value out of this as well. Please let me know in the comment section below if in the future there is any type of content, any type of video you guys would like me to do more, and I'll be happy to do it. And I hope you guys all getting some value out of these tutorials. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Until the next video, please hit the subscribe button, guys. Join me on the board. I'm pretty excited to do more of these videos for you guys. And hit the thumbs up. Help me to get this video out there. I have a pretty slow outreach in the YouTube, so I would really appreciate any support coming from you guys to put my videos out there more and more, so more people like you guys can get some value out of it. And until next time, stay safe, guys. I'm out. Peace.